All right. Welcome to episode number 69 of the 5 Year Career Podcast. And today's topic, I think you're really going to like because it's the tools behind the 5 year real estate career. And so, what if you had a system that delivered easily consistent leads, boosted boosting your brand and building lasting income? Today, we're going to show you our proven system that generates exactly these leads. We're going to pull back the curtain. We've talked about the 5 year career, but today we're pulling back the curtain so that you can see the engine and listen to it purr that powers our program. So let's face it, most agents are stuck chasing deals one at a time. But what if you could finally shift from that hustle to systems, scalable systems? And in this episode, we're going to be showcasing exactly the tools that let you scale smarter and finally build the business and lifestyle that you've signed up for. So imagine if you can. We always love to start talking about starting a real estate business. And whether you're starting or hitting the restart button, imagine starting a real estate business that creates quality, consistent, exclusive leads that allow you to create a business that in 5 short years will pay you abundantly for the rest of your life. And I know that it sounds like hype in one of those commercials, but it's true. There's a system, a roadmap, and I want to welcome you to the 5 Year Career Podcast, a virtual seminar in every episode. The 5 years to financial freedom all starts with what? Leads. So, by the way, check out our YouTube site at youtube.com/@5year career. That's youtube.com/@5year career. After all, isn't that what we would love to have, as a 5 year career instead of a 41? And we're going to cover this and a lot more. But before I get going, I want to introduce my illustrious panel. To my left and to my right is number one, Patrick Butler, Mr. Go Vertical. Patrick, who's
Hello.
been a hey Patrick. Patrick's been a success in his real estate career for a long time. And basically he does that because he focuses on certain niches. He's very good. And while they're hot, these verticals have included foreclosures, bankruptcy, short sales, and watch some of that come back, affinity marketing, new construction, and soon to come, the senior market. And then to my other side, the fanatical marketer himself, a serial entrepreneur, Skip Wiley. Wave your hand. Skip's the founder of $2 billion companies. Many of you may have heard of Transcontinental Lending Group. Many of you have heard of ERA Realty. And now he's giving back and training agents nationwide. So great. Here's the suggested outline that we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about the tools behind the 5 year career, how we can help with that. And so as we get into that, first of all, last week, and you can go see it in its entirety, we had a part one, what the 5 year career is all about. And so we talked about the indirect, the direct, the passive income. These are the only three types of income that exist. And once you understand what category, for example, the direct, it's what you do with your efforts, and whether you're salaried, whether you're on a commission, whether you're on hourly, that's direct income. When you stop, it stops. Indirect is when you build a team, an organization that now you leverage their efforts and participate in the results of their efforts. And that's a good step in the right direction. But the real income that you want, the way that you really can retire, is when you have passive income, income that comes in whether you get up and go to or go to work or not. And this is possible in the real estate business. Most people have always thought of real estate as a commission only business. We're going to teach you that there's another way to look at it. So let's talk about what we're going to cover today. Like I said, we're going to pull back the curtain. We're going to show you the actual tools that help each one of us. And by the way, we are products of the product. We're going to show you how we've helped to build our own business, but also how we've already helped others build their business, including our website, the YouTube channel that I mentioned, and our powerful done for you system. So Skip, let me flip it over to you. Let's talk a little bit about the website. That's a key piece.
Well, Patrick, Eric, today is a special day for me because I want to skip the sales pitch. And as we talk about this website, it's important to talk about the features of the website, but what really matters is what's behind the site. And what's behind the site, it really impacts real estate agents and their ability to generate business. If you're a real estate agent and you're trying to grow your business and you've heard everything, everybody wants to pitch you on the next way to get rich in real estate, coaching, funnels, leads, accountability, whatever. So why the hell should you talk to Skip Wiley, Eric Wilner, and Patrick Butler? Well, let's keep it real. Here are 3 reasons why this website can impact your business and why you should spend 30 minutes of your time scheduling an appointment with one of us so that you can benefit from the technology, the systems that we've taken years to develop. So as we look at this website, there are many things that we're going to do as part of our free coaching program to do. And the first and foremost is do it for you high converting Zoom webinars. In addition to that, we do monthly workshops because you see, if I give you a tool, but you don't know how to use that tool, guess what? It's just going to sit there. How many of us on this call have actually spent $50 buying something on the internet that's going to change our real estate career? We read it, we set it aside, and we never do anything with it. Anybody beside me wasted?
I think everybody. In fact, there's probably some that bought it and never read it and set it aside.
Yeah, I may have been in that category, just to be honest. But the truth of the matter is the workshops are going to fill the gaps that are critically important in our do-it-for-you, high-converting Zoom webinars. We're going to also clearly help you build your own portfolio. Eric is a specialist. He's affectionately known as the automatic landlord. And he's going to teach you, as part of our coaching program, how to acquire one investment property a year so that in 5 years, part of our program is going to give you that residual, that passive, somewhat passive income of buying real estate. Every Monday morning, you'll get to see my shiny face. We do a Monday momentum call. It's fun. We talk about 3 things: one success story, one actionable idea, and one pressing question that's impacting the real estate industry. In addition, you have all 3 of us for hands-on coaching. And then every Friday, we do this podcast. What's the purpose of this podcast? To give you a broad picture of what to do in your real estate career to create more business. Later on, you can watch a short video about the 5-year career, but I'm going to give you 3 reasons, key reasons, why this site is a site that will direct you, help you. Why is coaching so important? Patrick, if you could move that up just a little bit higher, there are some significant keys to coaching that are critically important. A little higher, if you would. Thank you. Right here. This is what I believe to be one of the most significant things about coaching. Now, we're talking about free coaching as opposed to people that charge you $1,000 a month to help you. Agents with coaching have a clear roadmap versus agents who don't have coaches. They typically lack direction. Consistency. When you have a coach, he's going to hold you accountable to help you do the things that you need to do. Learn and implement proven strategies. You're not going to waste a lot of time on things that all of us have done on this call and didn't work. We know the things that work. Mentorship and support. One of the greatest things that I learned at a very young age is I didn't know everything, but I could learn from somebody who had already done it before me. That's what coaching is really about. Another thing that I've learned about coaching is, and is probably the most important thing to build those $2 billion companies, is you have to have a business mindset. So many real estate agents get into our industry and treat it like a hobby as opposed to a business. So we're going to teach you how to treat your real estate license as a business, as a long-term sustainable enterprise rather than a hobby. And finally, you're going to have a lot more confidence when you have a coach that's looking at what you're doing and guiding you down a path that has been successful for thousands of people. And so that is our website essentially, though, but I'm going to give you 3 strong positive reasons. We have a blog on it. We have a lot of other training and education material, but Eric has built a national media for real estate investing. Patrick has worked with billion-dollar companies on foreclosures and short sales and bankruptcies. Together, we've trained thousands of agents on how to generate consistent closings, grow a team, create income beyond just selling homes. You see, one of the things that I've learned about this long career of mine, I don't have to be in real estate any longer. I have an opportunity to give back, to coach, to help agents who are going through some severe struggles. I heard, and you guys can confirm this, last year, 70% of all the people in the US who had a real estate license did not close a single transaction. Any comment about that, guys?
It's
Yeah,
a
I think
fact. In fact, yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I know several real estate agents that you know, are working at Home Depot or have other jobs because, you know, the year stalled in activity for a lot of people and they didn't have a way to pivot. They didn't have the flexibility.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll double down on that as well. And it's interesting, Eric, you really hit the key point. There was a lack of momentum for them income wise, and they immediately had to jump into a job at Home Depot, for example. That's the sad news about this business if you don't plan it accordingly. Real estate has its ups and its downs and its lulls and its peaks and its valleys. And it's important through this program, through this 5-year career, to develop enough direct income to pad your bank account so that you can sustain these other periods. Because, you know, there are sayings, you know, either fish or cut bait and things of that nature. Well, sometimes it's a great time to sharpen your axe. And when the market softens and things are resetting, no sense swimming upstream. Retool yourself, reinvent your career if you are in a market that's not happening in your local area, and figure out exactly what it is that you should do in this next run. And that's what we bring to the table as your coaches. And Skip, you said it, we offer this advice for no money. Take it or leave it. But
Right.
we've been there and we've done that, and we encourage you to become part of our group and work with us in these solutions as opposed to being part of the epidemic and the problem.
Yeah, and a couple of things. We're not theory guys. We've been there. We've scaled that. We're scaled that pros. And the second reason to book a 30-minute call with us is we're going to hand you the tools to win, and we're going to talk about some of those other tools beside this website on this call. But one of the favorite tools that we're going to talk about that all of us believe in 5,000% is running webinars that bring buyers and sellers together. But the third and final point is we believe that anybody who's in real estate should be building a company inside a company. That's what we call it. And the 5-year career coaching system helps you develop, add an additional 12 closings using a proven educational format. We are salespeople, but we should be educational salespeople. And the 5-year career program and our website will help you create passive income, revenue sharing income from building a team. And if you happen to be with the right company, stock ownership in a public company. So you're going to get personalized help and not just the course you never finish, strategy calls on a regular basis. So back to you, Eric.
Yeah, now I want to kind of flip it over because this is cool. As we all know, social media is the thing, the place where a lot of people turn to. And so we talked about our YouTube channel in the beginning. Patrick, let's talk a little bit about that and why that's so important.
Sure. And while I'm doing that, it dawned on me, I'm not sure if anybody has immediate access to the back end of the CRM to show the lead capture and the funnels, but that's part of the secret sauce to this whole business. But let me bounce on over to our YouTube channel. So, early on in this past 2 years, the three of us, Skip, Eric, and myself, realized that we needed something more than just us on weekly webinar calls. So we decided to start recording these Friday meetings. These sales meetings in a can, if you will, are all very condensed. They're 30-minute programs. We've recorded them all. As you know, we're on episode 69 today. And we encourage all of the people that we want to bring into our family, into our group, to learn from these things. So as we talked about direct income to pay your bills, to weather the storms of lulls in activity, this is where we can begin to generate our indirect income. So whether you invite other real estate professionals to participate in this free education, build your own bank of skill sets and regroup on what you're doing as you move into the next phase of your real estate career, all of these videos are meetings in a can. So Facebook being more than just a social platform is all of us doing the same thing that we're doing right now. We cover everything from new construction, things that you should know about in today's marketplace when interest rates are slightly higher, to a year ago when rates started creeping up and affecting home buyers. We talk about affinity marketing and working with local corporations and membership groups to be able to get yourself into a stream of business that not only complements the home buyer, investor, and new construction workshops, but can become audiences for that. We cover all of the aspects of the business that we deal with today, leveraging our 40-something, 30-something years of experience in this business. Part of what you can do as you develop your own 5-year career and getting into social media is start a YouTube channel of your own. Guess what? We can help you do that. We are not technologically savvy experts in this field whatsoever. So guess what we did? We ended up leveraging a professional that does. And Skip, I thank you for finding this person, but we've got somebody that supports us in our back office, not only for the website, but for our YouTube channel to create these awesome thumbnails that are very catchy and enable us to market this information out to the local marketplace. As we speak here today on August 1st, 2025, the one thing that we haven't done an exceptional job of and now have a plan of attack to do is to get this exposed to a much broader and bigger marketplace. So once you've developed your own personal YouTube channel, and you're more than welcome to leverage our content, it's time to get it out to the marketplace, because it's there that you'll begin building your brand. We'll be coming out also with an ebook in the next couple of weeks that you can also download. We'll make that available to you, and it covers in excruciating detail exactly how to build your brand, to develop your business plan, not just figure out how much money you want to make, but exactly what niches you want to get into to be able to capture your share of the 5-year real estate career. There are lots of other pieces to the puzzle, which we don't need to get into in today's call since we're limited for time, but finding the right buzzwords, finding the right headlines, all of those things are all elements that you don't need to figure out on your own. In our Done For You program, you can work with us and design your very own content, and we're there to help you do it. So Eric, that's our YouTube channel. We're excited about it. It's YouTube at 5-year career, @ 5-year career, and check it out. There's 30 hours worth of content there for you. Back to you in the studio, Eric.
Tons of material, tons of content, probably more content there than, a lot of courses and things that you can go out there that you still leave shrink wrapped up on the shelf. But here's the thing, many of you are familiar with a networking group, an international networking group called BNI. And one of the things that they teach is called VCP, right? So you start out with visibility, right? And that's what the website's about. That's what our YouTube channel is all about, is gaining visibility, letting people out there in the marketplace who are searching, right? Because we want to talk to people who want to talk to us. That's really the secret of fun marketing. The C is credibility. Now let's talk about that. Credibility. How do you become your local hometown expert? I said that we were products of the product. Skip, a couple years ago, lived in Boca Raton, where he had been had a flourishing career for 30 plus years. And he then decided to move his family to northern Florida, to Pensacola, a place where he knew very little people, little about. And yet, thanks to this system right here, what we're talking about, not only was he able to use the visibility of social media, the internet, and so forth, but then by starting to do these done for you webinars, okay, the content is already done for you. It's pre-packaged, proven, tested, and in a very short period of time. Today, Skip is a local market expert, and he's not from Pensacola, Florida. So here's the thing. Number one, visibility. Number two, credibility. And when you're doing webinars, how to, how to buy new construction, how to buy investment properties, all these different niches that we talked about, you become recognized as the expert. You have visuals so that people remember both you, your face, and your brand, and the material, which is what they want. So people who come to these webinars have already raised their hands, already saying that I'm interested in what you have to say. And when I see that you know about what you have to say, that's what leads to the final P, profitability, because now you have tracked, and Patrick mentioned earlier, behind all of this is a top-notch CRM that captures all the names and the people who want to come to the webinar. So even if they don't actually show up to the webinar, we already have their name, email, cell phone number, so that we can now start to drip and stay aware, a top of mind awareness for these people. And that's why this works. We're talking about systems. We're talking about automation. We're talking about leveraging, right? Leveraging. Now we're speaking one to many. Unlike when we started off, most real estate agents go from one client to the next client to the next client. And while they're working on one client, how are they doing marketing, right? And that's why they have this jagged, up and down income their entire careers, because they don't have these systems for lead generation. Because at the end of the day, the most important function is generating those leads so that you can talk about what your expertise and what your knowledge is. So here's how the program works. And if you know how to do this, you can nod, show up on the webinars. The rest of the webinar is done for you. And what you do is that you basically advertise, okay? Now we're going to coach you and show you exactly how. We have the templated advertisements. We know where to put the advertisements so that we get eyeballs on the webinar. Then we present, okay? You'll be present. So you're getting the related, the inferred credibility of being part of a nationwide team that helps homeowners and investors buy real estate. But we do the presenting. So you might say, well, I'm no good on camera, I'm nervous, and so forth. Again, can you do this? And we'll tee it up. I'm sure you've got an elevator pitch, a little speech, hi, my name is, etc. Now, through this process, the ads generate leads that go to a landing page to register for the website. You see that right there. That automatically goes into your CRM. So far, you haven't lifted a finger, have you? And those names go into the database, which start an automated reminders of the seminars, a week out, a day out, an hour out, 5 minutes out. You see, if you had to hire a staff to do that, you would spend thousands of dollars, and you wouldn't even have the consistency that these automations have. Hey, they didn't show up. The CRM automatically classifies them as registered but didn't show up. And so we send them a certain set of messages. The people who did show up, we send thank yous and follow-ups and appointment setting reminders. So you're getting a constant influx of leads. And now, listen, we've laid all the qualified buyers in your lap. And now you got to take the ball and run. But that's the biggest problem most people say. Who do I talk to? Who do I show houses to? And so we have a sample of our webinar, each one in the different niches. We want to tell you that first-time home buyers often represents 40% of the marketplace. Probably one of the easiest areas for you to get started in are investor webinars. Why not sell several properties instead of just one property to an individual client? How many clients, if every client bought 2 properties a year, you had that investor list, how many of those do you need to stay busy all year long? And the marketing is being done for you on an automated basis. How about downsizing? We're seeing that, right? The largest demographic population are the baby boomers, and you're seeing them now start to downsize or move lateral, or in the case of my 2 partners here who have moved north, right? We all used to be in South Florida. Skip is up in Pensacola. Patrick, well, this week he's in St. Augustine. Where he'll be next, this is the lifestyle of the modern real estate agent. Skip's career didn't take a pause. Patrick's moving around and experimenting with areas. His career hasn't taken a pause. And so maybe you guys, before we wrap this up and summarize this, tell us a little bit about your experience, Skip. Was it a traumatic, stressful experience, or was it really actually pretty cool how easy you can penetrate a market?
Well, let's start with the move. The move was treacherous. I moved from lower New York to lower Alabama. I had to learn a whole new language to live here. And I have to tell you, it was the best move I've ever made in my life when the dust settled. But when I moved from a city of 7 million people, when I say city, a metropolitan area of 7 million people, to an area of 500,000, it changed dramatically the way I didn't know how to build a business, but I knew how to do webinars. So I ran a webinar after I got situated. I ran a webinar, got 3 people on the webinar. 60 days later, 2 of those 3 people bought their first home. And you know what's happened since then? Because I've been here now working for about 12 months. I'm now getting referrals. Where am I getting the referrals from? From the people I found that I did not know running an educational webinar on how to buy your first home. So I don't care where you are, what you do. If you educate people, people will trust you. They'll gain confidence in you. They will work with you. They'll give you the benefit of the doubt, even if you are a Yankee in a southern area. I'm doing amazingly well. And now over the next 30 days, this is the month of August, we are going to run 3 webinars. We're going to run a webinar on the 12th, first-time home buyer. We're going to throw a piece of new construction into that. And then on the 14th of August, we're going to run an experimental webinar with our money, Patrick, Eric, and Skip's money, called Buy New Construction for Your Next Investment Property. And then on the 26th, after we have tested it and proven that it works exceptionally well, we're going to run another webinar, Buy New Construction for Investment. And we encourage you to do the same thing. You don't have to be a great public speaker. I'm not. You don't have to be beautiful. I'm not. You just have to be out there talking to people with integrity, with sensitivity, with confidence that you can help them, and you will build a successful webinar business.
Patrick, how about you? You're now sort of the nomad agent, and yet
Yes.
you're probably as busy as ever.
So my story, similar but different. So yeah, I sold my house in Fort Lauderdale, and I'm building new construction in an active 55 and older community in Panama City Beach, Florida, called Latitude Margaritaville. Now, this is an important piece of the equation. Using the 5-year career model, what I've done, and by the way, I'm using a theory. Eric turned me on to a book called The 4-Hour Work Week. It's an amazing book. There's a lot of stuff in there that'll make you fall asleep, but there are nuggets along the way. And one of the things that Tim Ferriss, the author, talks about are mini retirements. He says, you don't need to save it all up till the end of your life and then drop dead before you can take your first trip. Well, my wife and I are spending 90 days in St. Augustine Beach, Florida. We're staying in a beautiful Airbnb right across the Lions Bridge from downtown St. Augustine. But every morning I do get to log on and manage my contracts because I've got an amazing resource, which is Indirect Business, that I refer listings to realtors all over the country for short sale properties. We manage the transactions. They get the listing commissions, the buyer's agents get the buying commissions, and we all get paid by the banks. However, during this same time, while I'm churning and burning that business, the three of us are putting together another plan, which Eric alluded to, which is the senior market or the right sizing market. In Watersound, aka Panama City Beach, Minto Communities is developing nearly 100,000 homes in this community that I'm moving into, of which 3,200 are built right now. So there will be 9 other phases rolling out in imminent time. Guess how I'm going to insert myself in the middle of that? By doing webinars. Now, Jim Ferris also mentioned something very interesting. He says, don't build a product and then try and find a market for it. And he talks about doing anything. There's no reason why you can't create multiple income streams. Well, in this case, I know that real estate development of 100,000 homes is a magnet for people to move to. Minto is a very successful builder. They will not let that fail, and it won't, because they've got 2 other versions of it already thriving in Daytona Beach, Florida, and South Carolina. Now, with that being said, doing homebuyer webinars using the exact systems that we're talking about, my mission is for the 3 of us to get registered home buyers, 30, 40, 50, like we do in our first-time home buyer programs. And then I will physically take them to the developer, register them, because that's how you do it to get paid. And then we've got a pipeline of deals, new construction, paying 3% on an average sale price between $5 and $750. That's good money. And it's a long-term sustainable mission. So we encourage you all to challenge us about this. Your market may have exactly the same thing in first-time home buyer new construction, or you may be in a marketplace that's super affordable and people are flocking to from other areas. Get in the middle of that movement, take advantage of it, earn real estate commissions as a result. Don't try and beat blood from a turnip, or whatever the saying is, in a market that may be dying for you. Talk to us. We'll help you figure out the next niche or the current niche that you can exploit. Back to you, Eric.
Hey,
Awesome.
Eric, before he gets back to you, I just have to say that what I heard you say better than anyone I've ever heard say is stop working harder and start working smarter. And that's what we're about. Working smarter is just, it's a lot more fun. And it's something that really will help an agent build a 5-year career.
Man, I wish this existed when I first started. And you know, we could almost change the name from the 5-year career to the 5-year career lifestyle. Because what you just heard are 2 veteran agents, you know, that, listen, they can work when it's fun like this, when it's efficient like this. You can work until you're tired of working, or you can work part-time, right? This is a vehicle that allows you to design a career and a lifestyle and get results in the process. And that's what's really important, you know, because we've been getting results. On average, we see anywhere from 20 to 60 to 80 people show up to our websites. We see, generally speaking, about 20% of those people set appointments to get pre-qualified and move forward. And, you know, what individual closing and conversion rates might be, but I'm just going to tell you, it's a lot more likely that you're going to close some sales if you have 20 to 80 people listening to you on a monthly basis, setting up appointments, getting to know you, getting pre-qualified before you take them out to go see homes. That's how a professional runs their business. So today we showed you the digital backbone of the 5-year career. We gave you real live examples of the results that work. And so I want to encourage you to take advantage of what we showed you today. Go visit our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@5yearcareer. Go to our website, 5-year career as well. Make sure that you register, turn on the notifications, get the updates, because you see, one thing I can tell you is that if you come back here 6 months from now, you may not hear exactly the same thing, because as the market changes, you see that we can rapidly adapt and change with the market, which if I were to say that there was one thing that all three of us have in common is that consistency in work and the flexibility when the market changes. You have those two characteristics and a turnkey system like this, there's no way to fail. So schedule a call now, subscribe to our channel, and listen, every Friday we have a brand new episode. So right here where you found us, make sure you come back, hit that like button, register, notify, and then join myself, my good friend Patrick, and Skip as we share and, really hope and invite you to take advantage of this system that we've seen work so well. Any parting words from you guys?
No, I think
think
we
it's all
covered
that
it
stuff.
really well.
Yep.
All right. Well, in that case, remember, it all boils down to great leads. And this is the way that you get great leads. Until next time, have a great day.